Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to you with that instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on air. And we're going to talk about Atlanta Hawks beat the Philadelphia 76ers 117 to 107. The Sixers go to 30 and 25 and 15 and 15 at home. They was at home in this game. The Hawks go to 27 and 30, 17 and 15 on the road. The Hawks won the first quarter 28 to 26. They won the second quarter 32 to 27, but they lost the third 31 to 28, but ended up winning the fourth 29 to 23. Um, the Hawks won the season series 3-0. So far, it's only going to be one more game, so they definitely won the season series already. But other than that, it's going to be fun to see these two teams go at it again before the season is over. Very competitive game, but the Hawks just continue to have a lot of success against the Philadelphia 76ers. And in the fourth quarter, too many shots at the rim, high percentage, good looks, and that ended up allowing them to stay ahead and being able to finish off the Sixers to get the win. Onyeka Okongwu, they didn't need a big night from him offensively. He played 26 minutes and only finished with 8 points. He was the only starter to not score in double figures. In points, he did go 4 of 9 from the field, and he missed every single three, going 0 of 3 from the three-point line. He did still get 9 rebounds. He had 2 assists, 2 turnovers. He also had 3 offensive rebounds. He almost fouled out. He finished with 5 personal fouls. That's a reason why he didn't play a lot of minutes. He also was a plus 11 and plus minus, so it can go that way. It can be that way. And his outside shot just wasn't going as well as it needed to. But they didn't really need it to because they still figured out how to win the game, and they finished this with a 10-point lead by the end of it. Jalen Johnson just was fantastic. 38 minutes, 32 points. He was 9 to 22 from the field. He missed every three. You never know he's going to make a lot. He doesn't take a lot of them anyway, but he couldn't make any tonight, and he did continue to attack the defense and force them to pick him up. And he went 14 to 16 from the free throw line, and that was really good to see from him. He also grabbed 10 boards, so he finished with a double-double. That's part of his duty as a forward, and he did an excellent job with that tonight. Didn't get a lot of assists in this one. He finished with 5, and he did have 4 turnovers. He made good plays at the ball and finished with 3 steals and a block. He also had 2 personal fouls and was a plus 11 and plus minus. I really like what he was out there doing. He's just a good floor general. He just understands how to hunt his shots. He understands how to get them. You still need to work on his efficiency sometimes on taking the mid-range and the threes and just knocking those down more. Easier said than done. He has proven that the last 2 years, but he's a guy that does a lot of things for you, and you have to be excited and happy with his results. Um, Zachary Richardson, 27 minutes, 10 points, 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 offensive rebounds, 2 personal fouls, and was a 0 and plus minus. You're just happy that he brought it defensively. He helped on the boards and was able to hit the open shots when he was given those opportunities. That's what he's out there to do. That's what he's out there for. And he did a decent enough job doing that. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he played 33 minutes. He had 14 points. He went 4 of 11 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, and 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He didn't take a lot of shots. He didn't get the most looks, but he still did a decent job of scoring. Not the greatest, not the worst. He still did what the team needed him to do by attacking, and he's out there mainly for his scoring ability and his three-point shooting ability. He didn't shoot the three ball that great in this game, and you just hope he does in the next one. 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 turnovers, 3 steals. That was really good to see him just try to go out there and get as many easy opportunities by getting those steals for him or his teammates. You have to do it. That's what you have to go about trying to get done, even though it can be tough and hard to do it. But that's what makes the guys special that can. 1 personal foul and a 0 and plus minus. Dyson Daniels, he tried to score more. Sometimes you do want him to do that, and he actually did a good job of it and did it efficiently. 37 minutes, 15 points, 7 to 12 from the field. He went 0 2 from 3, 1 to 3 from the free throw line. He finished with 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, and a steal. 1 offensive rebound, 3 personal fouls, and a plus 6 and plus minus. And then you look at Corey Kispert. He came off the bench and gave him 5 points. He went 1 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from the 3 point line, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. You think about it and you say, we need a little bit more in the next one, possibly. He's been good for them, but not so much in this one when it came to scoring. He still got 5 rebounds, 1 assist, no turnovers. He also had 2 offensive boards and 2 personal fouls, was a +5 and plus minus. I think he still had a good game because of those other stats, but he just wanted him to score better in the next one. Muhammad ended up playing 10 minutes. He went scoreless because he went 0-2 from the field and 0-2 from the free throw line. He still did get 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal in the block. He also had 1 offensive board, 3 personal fouls, and was a -1 and plus minus. You don't really care too much that he missed a lot of shots because he didn't take too many of them. And he did bring it a little bit defensively when he was out there. And like I said, he was only out there for 10 minutes, which isn't that long. Jock Landale. 22 minutes, 10 points for him, 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 from the 3 point line. He's just a solid player, man. He understands what he's trying to do out there when he's on the court, and that always helps the flow of the offense, and it always helps your teammates knowing where you're at and where you're trying to go out there and do when you're out there. He did go 2 of 2 from the free throw line, grabbed 7 boards. That was the most off the bench. He also had 2 assists in the block, 3 offensive rebounds, 4 personal fouls, and was a -1 in plus minus. And then CJ McCollum, he's going to come in and score a lot of points, and that's his goal. And he finished with 23. That was actually the most off the bench by far. He played the most minutes too, though. 30 minutes. He took the most shots, which was 13. He finished 6 of 13 from the field, which is efficient. He also went 3 of 5 from 3. He's capable of doing that. Give him room, give him space. He's going to take them. He also went 8 of 10 from the free throw line. His dribble can freeze you. It can get you stuck. He can come at you, let the ball go early, or just get it close enough to get the foul. And he's a decent free throw shooter. 1 rebound, 5 assists, 1 turnover, 2 steals, and a block. You like the fact that he's bringing it a little bit more defensively. He is a capable playmaker when it's needed, or if he sees those opportunities there, he's unselfish enough to make those plays. 1 offensive rebound, 1 personal foul, was a +19 and plus minus. Dominic Barlow, 22 minutes, 1 point. He went 0 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He was the only guy in the starting lineup for the Sixers not to score in double figures, but he didn't really have enough opportunities to do it anyway. He did have 3 rebounds, 1 turnover, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. The defense is what kept him out there, even though he didn't play too many minutes. He also had 1 offensive board, 1 personal foul. It was a -5 and plus minus. Andre Drummond got in there and played 28 minutes. He finished with a double-double. 10 points, 14 boards. He can do that any night, and he did it tonight and even hit a 3, and that was his only one that he took. He also went 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He had 3 assists, no turnovers. He also had 2 blocks. He had 5 offensive boards and 2 personal fouls and was a -7 and plus minus by the end of the game. Kelly Oubre Jr., he can drive. He can shoot a little bit. 32 minutes, 17 points, 4 of 13 from the field, 0 of 3 from the 3 point line. But man, did he get to that free throw line as much as he could. Led the team in free throw attempts, but he did go 9 of 11 for the free throw line, which is good. And he did have 3 rebounds and 3 assists and 3 steals and a block. Is not much he didn't do in this one, but he did also have 2 turnovers and 3 personal fouls, but he also got 1 offensive board and was a -2 and plus minus. They need his scoring, they need his ball handling, they need his driving ability, his kick out ability, and his transition game. And he can do that by getting steals or just by cherry picking a little bit when those misses happen or the steals happen for one of his teammates. And then Tyrese Maxey, 39 minutes, 28 points. He went 8 of 23 from the field, 4 of 11 from 3, 8 from the free throw line. He's always keeping you guessing. He's always making you trip over yourself a little bit because he's always faking that he wants to go to the paint, or do he want to shoot the mid-range? Do I want to shoot the 3, or do I want to just pass it? And since you always trying to figure out what he's trying to do, it makes him one of the toughest covers in the league. But I feel like the Hawks did a good job picking and choosing how to guard him and making him make a decision he really didn't want to make. And then he had to make the pass for somebody else to do it before the shot clock got in the way, or he had to take the shot because that's what they chose to help him pick. And that's why we call it pick your poison. Either way it goes, it can be a win for a guy like Tyrese Maxey caliber. But it just didn't happen efficiently enough tonight. And it can happen if you're a high volume scorer. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 personal fouls, and a -7 in plus minus. VJ Edgecombe, 34 minutes, 20 points. He was 7 of 15 shooting from the field, 3 of 8 from three. He went 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He can score. He can get to the basket. Of course, he can knock down those threes. But other than that, didn't really give you enough. Somebody had to have a bigger night off the bench or in the starting lineup to beat the Hawks, and it just didn't happen. In this one, I like the fact that he did get 9 rebounds, but he also did have 6 turnovers. He had 1 steal in the block. He had also 5 personal fouls, and the 5 personal fouls ended up almost making him foul out of this one, but it just didn't happen. He also finished as a -6 in plus minus. Trendon Watford, 16 minutes, 4 points. He went 1 of 6 from the field and missed his only 3, but he did go 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 2 rebounds, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, and a -9 in plus minus. The shots that he was getting, he just got to make. He couldn't get it done tonight, so he didn't really help the team enough. Jabari Walker, 10 minutes. He had 4 points also, but he went 1 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, and 1 of 2 from the free throw line. His shots wasn't as hard or as difficult either. He just couldn't get him to go down. Also, he had 3 rebounds and 2 assists, no turnovers in the steal. He also had 2 offensive rebounds. He almost fouled out in 10 minutes because he finished with 5 personal fouls in those 10 minutes, which is way too many, but it ended up happening legitly. A -3 and plus minus for him. Bona played 20 minutes. He's going to get a block. He should finish the game with a block, but he got 4 tonight, and that led the team, and he brings it. And that's something that he's going to try to do as much as he can. And he's also scored. He finished with 9 points. He went 3 of 5 from the field to get it. He also went 3 of 4 from the free throw line. That's good. You want him to score points. You want him to be out there as a threat. And he was able to do that in this game. He also grabbed the most rebounds off the bench, which was 7. He also had 1 turnover, 3 offensive boards, 2 personal, was a -3 in plus minus. Campaign, 10 minutes. He went 0 of 3 from the field. He missed every single 3, which was all of his shots. But he got 5 assists, so it ended up balancing it out because he had no turnovers and he did have 2 steals. He always can be a guy where you don't know what he's going to do. You don't really know how he's going to score. You just want him to go out there and do his thing and see what happens. And if you have him on his team, that's what you kind of have to let him do. And it worked a little bit tonight. 1 personal foul and a -5 and plus minus. And then Quentin Grimes, he's going to get to the basket. He's going to get to the free throw line. He's going to attempt a couple threes. The thing is, will he make them? Well, he did shoot 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, and 2 of 4 from the free throw line. And he finished with the most points off the bench with 14. He also had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, and a block. And then he almost fouled out in 29 minutes. And he finished with a -3 and plus minus. Other than that, they had a hard time guarding the Hawks. And the Hawks had a better time guarding the Sixers. But 86 field goals taken by the Sixers, they shot 38%. 88 taken by the Hawks, they shot 43% as a team. 32 three-pointers taken by the Hawks, they shot 31%. 33 taken by the Sixers, they shot 33%. 40 free throws taken by the Hawks, 78% for them. 37 taken by the Sixers, they shot 81%. 46 rebounds by the Sixers, 50 by the Hawks. 17 assists by the Sixers, 24 by the Hawks. 15 turnovers by the Sixers, 13 by the Hawks. 9 steals by the Sixers, 11 by the Hawks. 13 blocks by the Sixers, 5 by the Hawks. 12 offensive rebounds by the Sixers, 13 by the Hawks. 34 defensive rebounds from the Sixers, 37 by the Hawks. And then 27 personal fouls from the Sixers, 23 by the Hawks. And it ended up being a good game. But the Hawks are just a better team. They strong, they're tall, they're fast, they're quick. And they just was able to get the shots that they wanted to more than what the Sixers was able to do. And I feel like the Sixers defense just wasn't where it needed to be, especially in those last 2 minutes. The high percentage shot just got to be off limits in general if you're trying to win a game. You can't let somebody get that close to the rim. That's a practice shot. That's the easiest shot, especially because they all was 6 feet or higher. So that's something that you got to make sure they got to work and they got to try as hard as they can to score unless you fail. They were just doing basic moves and were just getting all the way to the rim. That just can't happen if you're trying to win a game and you're already behind. Since it did happen, they got their behind spanked and they ended up losing. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell to get that analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today, of course, if it's meant to be, with more analysis.